Overwatch APAC premiere.
And to kick off the first match of Group B, it's going to be King's Row between IG Fire and Skadis Gift. And IG Fire in the red there listed, that's a giveaway. They're going to be on the attacking side, potentially kick things off here. And we'll see, Roy with the Hanzo just at the beginning. Maybe just be a Sonic Arrow in there to get some information. Don't really know if he'll play off it too much, but sometimes we get fooled here. Fool is made out of us, but no, Roy's going to back away. Don't expect to see too much Mei, but Flood. No surprises here, Jason. The Seeker coming straight in with that Mei pick. It's going to be Knight on the Ana. And again, IG Fire going to be bringing in, 1-7 on the Roadhog. So no surprises for me so far.
I know, in my database what I had, the last time these two teams met was back in June on the 23rd in the Gold Series Overwatch League, where it was a tie on King's Row. They didn't really have a tiebreaker situation for that, so hopefully it's going to be a good sign of what's going to be coming. But so far, IG Fire have been backed away into this corridor, getting some potential good healing, but they've been able to split them in half with the help of this Maywall and that Reinhardt. You're not really going anywhere, son. You're going to be taken down in just a few seconds. That's Tresser going too small.
Interesting to see T-Paw here up on the Zar. You normally use on an offense hero of some description, but of course it's going to be the triple tank lineup for Skadis Gift here. So that's pretty reasonable. Hype gets himself 2 kills very quickly, and he's going to be able to force IG Fire back. The aid of the Mei wall up is also going to be more of a dissuasion for IG Fire. They're going to back up here.
So no actual Reaper for the side of IG Fire. They're kind of transitioning out with the help of Yuan 7 on the Roadhog to be that kind of player. And I'm curious to see how Roy's going to use his walls in particular. We've already seen how well Flood's been able to do it by separating the entire team, going through that tight area, which is really questionable. IG Fire decided to go that route anyways, but the Roadhog damage coming in onto these shields is going to be so deadly, but a ground surge, both of them already coming out into both teams, but there's no follow-up out of either.
Yeah, and then the Sound Barrier being used here for Skadis Gift, maybe a little bit preemptively, but it should at least help to win the fight out now, especially with the Blizzard coming down. It's going to make it a little bit harder for Flood to get the work done, and JP is going to be pushing forward now, gets on towards Bone, and the pressure is going to keep coming. It's going to be a little bit of attempt here for Skadis Gift to push them back, but the whole hog seems to be enough for Hybe. Both times, this man has been able to pretty much stun IG Fire on his own. Yeah,
the first time, he had a nano boost. The second time, he had the whole hog, and now he's just trying to regroup with his team to make sure they can push in all together. Maybe get some healing over to his Ana to make sure to get that ultimate up, because Bone is already at 80% on his nano boost.
Yeah, Skadis here backing up the point here just to regroup properly. Now the wall coming up on IG Fire, and on both sides, to be honest. Knight is trying to get his next nano boost up now as well. He's going to make this attack sticky now. It's going to come straight on in there as well. It's going to be the Reinhardt. Tresor coming in with that one. Earthshatter, but it's blocked out by the shield. Still is able to go through Han. The Transcendence over the top is going to allow this Reinhardt to go through pretty much unscathed. Now, well, the nano boost is going to wear off here, and Tresor picks up T-Paw. Should be able to stamp his authority on this point now. You know, if we're going to have too many ultimates coming over the top. No, Blizzard here coming in from Flood. He goes down, but Tresor's going to be frozen solid here. They're still capturing the point. Skadis Gift have to back away.
Yeah, they're going to have to do that. And that was actually a really interesting Earthshatter out of Tresor, because it caught on to 2 people. It caught on to Lucio, and it caught on to T-Paw playing Zarya somehow. While hitting the shield, I don't know, maybe it kind of went behind it and actually didn't catch out onto Hybe, or not onto Hybe, sorry, onto Han. But nonetheless, look positioning Skadis Gift's actually taking towards the high ground. I don't know if Fire's going to expect this. They're going to actually speed themselves through and fight directly on the payload.
Yeah, straight towards the payload, linking completely isolated there, but the rest of IG Fire was elsewhere. They're going to have to turn around pretty quickly. Tresor wasn't even ready for that one. Going to be a Blizzard forced out of IG Fire, but follow-up isn't going to be there. Roy trying to do some damage himself now, pressing forward, and this might have gone wrong for Skadis Gift now. The chance for IG Fire just to establish themselves, or re-establish at least now with the Graviton Surge coming in. They might be able to push through Skadis Gift and get past this Streets phase rather quickly. JP is nice and charged up here with the Particle Cannon, doing a lot of damage. There's going to be another Blizzard now just to try and stop IG in their tracks. But Skadis Gift don't want to try and kill them off the back of this one. They need to regroup. They lost half their team. And look at this. They're being pushed right back towards the Foundry.
Yeah, that's so interesting, though, for them to take the fight to IG Fire when they were pushing up in this alleyway to have like a clean transition to the second checkpoint. And yeah, they still, like I said, lose the fight. They still have an Earthshatter. They still have Graviton Surge available where YJP used it in the last fight alone. So this ideally could be a good fight for Skadis Gift as they can just hit these crucial ultimates.
Knight now just hoping to stick to the back here as well. It's going to be the fight though. The Earthshatter comes on in. Hybe's knocked towards the ground. Sound Barrier coming out here for Skadis Gift, but it's going to be Hybe again getting involved. That one shot as soon as he gets off his rear end, he gets the kill. Coming in with a shotgun at close range and now trying to make the most of it, but it's a little bit tricky with the Transcendence over the top. Most of his damage being healed away, and now YJP gets on towards him. Roy going to come forward now looking for the Ana in the back line. A couple of those ice spikes will do the job there, and uncharacteristically, Roy missing a few more than he normally does now. You can see through the wire frame that T-Paw's forced off towards the side. He's very, very low. But still, IG Fire have to respect this and now clean him up en masse.
Yeah, so Roy, the way he plays Mei is a little bit different than what we saw with All Strike Gaming's 9139 yesterday. He's more than he's more comfortable with going for these right clicks than going for the left clicks, which are really risky, but the damage you can do and the ult percent you can build up so quickly, well, they've been able to show us. Been able to have Blizzards non-stop.
Instant straight away, the nano boosted Reinhardt on Skadis Gift is going to force the Blizzard out from IG5, but they might be able to make a winning fight off this one. 1-7 comes in with a hook, but everyone's getting frozen here. It's going to be the second Blizzard coming in from Flood, but he's lost 2 teammates already, and he can't really contest. Now he's having to back away, but 1-7 can get the hook in here as he tries to flee. He does. He's going to get caught straight up, and the Discord Orb's going to make that a comfortable and easy kill.
IG5 they're continuing this pace. They have a Gravity Surge to use next time. They're going to have actually a Nano Boost to pair up with this one. So T4's got to hit a great ultimate, but what do they have to follow it up with? They're hoping for an Earth Shard. They need to have Han hit these Fire Strikes across the enemy team to make sure to get this online, and they're going to pop the Gravity Surge right away. Hybe's just going to jump in over the top, but Linkens, he's going to have Transcendence in a few seconds. If they can just survive a little bit longer, they're going to have this fight.
Yeah, the roar comes out from Roy. He kind of messed it up, actually. It was 9 degrees in the wrong direction. He hit E twice instead of just the once. Still, though, it protects him a little bit, at least, with the Graviton Surge coming in. Skadis Gift are unable to really follow up. Now the nano-boosted Reinhardt is actually in full retreat, because IG5 have the numbers pushing forward. It's 2 down for Skadis Gift right now. Hybe tried to come in as the Reaper and try to make something happen, but it wasn't enough. He was picked up way too fast. And now 1-7 and Co are going to push straight in towards the spawn. Nicely done, IG5 finished with 2 minutes and 23 on the clock. Skadis Gift struggled to get a foothold after the first point was taken.
Gotta credit though, even though IG5 did finish someone, SKG seemed to be so aggressive. Kind of make me think they're a Korean team with how fast and loose they play, like we saw AFLU yesterday.
That attempt at engaging from the high ground there on the payload was a bit weird, because they only found the one Zenyatta, and then 5 players from IG5 are actually able to make it a very costly fight for SKG.
Which is really weird, right? Because you have a 6-on-5 fight, and they didn't have to commit a single ultimate to make that fight happen, and they used their own wall to keep out IG5 away from the team. But the respawn, because you die right next to where the payload is, and where it spawns back in so you can push it, I think he's able to get back in time Lincoln to help out his teammates there. So, risky play. I still like to see it, something new and inventive being shown, but it didn't seem to work out for SKG. But we haven't seen their attack yet.
Yeah.
We don't know what they're going to pull out.
That's true. I mean, it was interesting to see, still on the topic of that fight there, Flood jumping down and walling off the 5 players from IG5. I understand that. It's, you know, you want to try and isolate the 1 player on the payload, but they were hoping maybe to get a 6v3 situation instead of like a 6v1 and then a 6v5, which is always a little bit riskier there. And it hurt them. They were just sort of backtracking the entire time through the street space. So you're right. We haven't seen what's on the attacking side here for SKG. And well, this man on your screen definitely going to be one of key parts of that. The spearhead of Flood needs to be pretty quickly now, at least getting on towards that first point. The street space can be drawn out sometimes. It really comes down to timing, and if the enemy team make a misstep. This man on the screen is Roy. We saw a lot of those Blizzards come out here. These 2 teams, I think it's kind of nice that we highlighted this. They play very different similar compositions and similar styles. And well, when you see mutual Blizzards and mutual Reinhardt charges coming down, it's pretty clear to see.
It's still a little bit sad to not see McCree being played, actually, because we know Flood can play it. And the problem for IG5 is they actually can't, because they have TD, their substitute, who obviously can't jump in halfway through a map. He has to wait towards the next one to be able to take on the reins and help his team out. But McCree's so good against Mei, because you can obviously outrange her. If you ever get close, you can flashbang her and kill her before she can freeze you. Also do decently well against Reaper, but we're seeing Flood. Looks like he's going to play Hanzo a little bit. This is what we wanted to see. This is what we talked about when we actually loaded in onto the map. We're going to see what this man's going to be able to do.
Now, again, those first picks are very important, and Skadis Gift playing very much for that pick comp, but just with the Hanzo at this stage. Using a Reaper here for Hybe. Speaking to AKM this morning, he said, we always play McCree if we see a Mei or Reaper on the enemy team sometimes. So that would be nice for IG5 to have that option if they didn't have to sub someone in for it. So, Flood there. Plenty of damage being done. Roy going down a half health just off the back of one of those arrows here. And you can see the Flood's forcing IG5 back. That's actually the main reason, or one of the main reasons to bring the Hanzo in here apart from the pick. Just force them back and take some real estate away from them now. But IG5 still testing forward a little bit here. That's a very low Reinhardt shield, and you can see Tresor has to back away and let it recharge.
It looks like Roy's the one actually shooting up towards him with the Mei, and Lincoln's gonna get caught out. That's a Zed now down just by a cheeky headshot out of him. He's got the Dragon Strike. He's gonna pop it across the team. This is looking good for SKG.
Yep, Flood gonna come through. No kills with a Dragon Strike, but it forces IG5 back at the very least. T-Ball comes in. Finding Tresor is a huge boon here for SKG, making their way forward. It's always YJP somehow staying alive and getting those kills on the backside, but Roy has to be careful. He needs to stay safe here. There's a Reaper in his face, but somehow he gets given a stay of execution. With only 16 health, he's lucky to be able to pick up the health pack, but eventually he's going to get cut down. T-Por is charged up and ready to go with that particle cannon.
And IG5 is just going to get overrun. That's the power of a Hanzo. You connect that one shot on a Zenyatta, you have such an easy fight, especially taking down a support who has the discords to help the team, which the team will need when you don't really have a ton of damage besides 1-7. But now Roy, look at this. He usually plays on King of the Hill. He's brought out the Genji.
Yeah, it's not often we see that at all, and defensively even more so. That's interesting.
It's for Flood, it's for Hanzo, because he can get directly to him, he can reflect quite a few shots. Generally easy for a Genji to take a Hanzo down. It's just whether or not he's going to have the opportunity to. You can see on the high ground, I think that's actually Hybe on Reaper, waiting to drop in if IG Fire get too aggressive.
See Hybe actually playing the damage dealer here in this particular composition. Let's see what he can achieve. Back behind the payload there with the rest of his team right now. So he sort of jumped down from the high ground, but he should have stayed up there because this would have been a great chance to come in and start the fight. Now he gets in towards the backlines though, and that's got a big Earth Shatter off from Tresor and gets himself 2 kills from that one. And Hybe can't really do much to help his team out. He had decent vantage point, but he drops down, and then the Earth Shatter decimates SKG.
I like how you pointed out, by the way, that we're seeing Hybe on the Reaper because we know T4 can play Zarya, but so can Hybe. But I think it's the fact that they want to throw in the Reaper in this situation that's maybe forced him to go this route because T4 is more of a Zarya, Pharah, McCree player actually for them.
Well, and Tracer as well.
Yeah, so it's a little bit odd, but also shows they're very flexible in terms of what they need to pull out, and a lot of people can play different heroes and definitely stack them when they need them. But here we go, the push coming back in, the ground to search, and the Dragon Strike across it, the Transcend's going to come in, but will it be enough healing?
Yeah, it looks like it is for the moment, but the Sound Barrier are going to come, and that's going to be SKG going for a second refight now. Nicely done, one's going to fall to Hybe. It's going to be Han pushing straight forward now. Shields are up, and that's a very, very low one on Tresor here. He's forced to charge forward and doesn't catch anyone. No, he gets Flood actually. That's a good pick off for the Reinhardt. Straight up against the wall. The Shimada brother going to go down. Now the other brother also to fall. Bone picks him up there. Nicely done. The Violet Grenade going to be hurting a lot. And now the sleep on was JP. Nicely done. But it's not going to allow SKG to push any further forward. If anything, it just keeps Bone alive. It's not going to buy SKG progress. And YJP, the long-range barrage coming in, and Bone is nowhere to be seen.
It's a big loss for them, but luckily the respawn's not too far away. You see IG Fire actually backing off as well here. Make sure they want to regroup, don't get caught out. Try to get some extra healing here or there, and you can see YJP on the high ground. So just spamming away. Even already has his ultimate ready to go. He's just trying to give them the information that they're going to need. And look at this, Flood has actually switched from Hanzo over to Mei to be a little bit more effective in terms of how these fights are going to go. But with both, actually no, not both, Nanoblades available. Okay, doesn't have it, and they're going to actually be pulled on or pushed on directly, and 1-7's going to run in with the Death Loss to pick up 4 quick kills and easily clean up this fight.
Yeah, nicely done there. Pretty standard composition, or with the Wombo coming out from IG Fire there. A couple of ults committed, and this is a good defense so far. IG Fire with such a lackluster performance generally in towards the finals, now taking the champion, of course, of the Chinese qualifiers to the limit so far anyway. They're going to be ahead in time at this stage regardless, I'd say, in a few moments. We're going to put some pressure on with SKG. We need to push forward. Now, they do have an Earth Shatter. They do have a Death Loss in to work with here. So it's going to have ultimates up their pocket, whereas IG Fire maybe a little bit less so. They have defensive ones, and that's going to be important. T4 just wants to try and get the damage down from there, so the Transcendent's going to come in towards the fight. Though Lincoln trying to keep his team nice and healthy. There's going to be a Nano Boost on towards 1-7. He wants to come forward. That's an easy pick off. Bone's going to fall, and even on top of that one, we're going to see the Blizzard committed to this fight. 1-7, that's just Reaper's playground right there. So many incapacitated targets. It's easy blood.
They're going to continue to push forward, try to finish off these last 2 kills. They're so low in HP, but they have to make sure to not overcommit. You need to back away, take this man advantage, take this fight that you just won, make sure to hold on to it into the next. But you saw, actually, Tresor, I think he pulled his shield down, and I think he got Earth Shatter down, but I don't think too many people were caught behind him. And Knight actually got the Nano Boost over on 1-7, was able to just run in with not even a Nano Boost and pick up kills left and right, and even with the engage coming out of Skadis' gift, it completely backfired. And now, IG, they have ultimates to use, they have the Graviton, they have the Earth Shatter to follow up with. This is going to be really hard for SKG to make this push into the next checkpoint.
It's interesting to see how short the stint for Roy was on that Genji. He's actually back towards the main now, since Flood himself has relented and gone to a main himself. Now we're sort of back to normal conditions between these two teams, but there's a Graviton surge coming in now. The Nano Boost on towards Hybe as he tries to get away. He needs to use his ult, and he needs to use it now, trying to get to the back line, and it works. He gets on towards YJP, and that might be enough. He picks up Roy as he comes out of that ice block. Nicely done, and good timing here for Hybe. Now he's just going to shelter amongst the cold winds as they have come from his own mate, and that's going to force IG Fire back. Skadis gift, look to get the next checkpoint here comfortably.
Yeah, but we compare how both teams actually transitioned the second phase, and IG Fire went so fast considering SKG were the ones to try to take the fights to them. And now Skadis gift, with pretty much having not a lot of time to work with here, they have to be careful. They need to stack these ultimates as quick as they can. Maybe look for a pick. Hybe, though, in the, honestly, a pretty good position to catch people out. 1-7 cannot get on the high ground without him noticing and potentially able to assassinate before he has a chance. He's also behind the Reinhardt shield. This is going to be dangerous.
Yeah, well, it's going to be 1-7 actually coming forward to Nano Boost there, but it's a shield of Zarya that stands in his way. Still trying to find the kill when he gets it, but he might not have too much more for that one now. Hoping to get a little bit more, but Han going to have the shield right up there, and maybe he can pick this Reaper off. 1-7, a little bit aggressive there perhaps, a little bit of an overextension to get the kill, but YJP at least is able to capitalize, and they trade Reapers for now.
Yeah, the respawn's not too far for both teams, to be honest, so it's not really that bad of a trade in the end. He's able to just get those last couple of kills, and not to mention Hybe going down as Roy's able to help clean that one up. But now the Blizzard, this Blizzard is going to be insane.
Yep,
as long as they stick on towards it, which is going to be really hard to escape. This should be ideally a 1-5 for IG. He's gonna drop straight in by himself, but Wall's gonna come in to try to counter this one out of Flood. He's been forced to Icebox just to stay alive.
Yeah, that's right. He may be frozen as well now because Roy's still going to find him and do it with the endothermic blast. Nicely done. But Skadis keep just backing away from that one. They had a good disengage away from the Blizzard. Only Flood was caught. And now it's going to be the Earthshatter coming over the top. And Han has himself a Nano Boost looking for the backline, looking for 1-7 actually gets picked off. Hybe gets himself 2 quick kills. He didn't even have the Nano Boost here as Han being the distracting factor and Hybe being the blunt object getting into the background and doing the damage. IG Fire have to back away. It's a shield and a wall to help their disengage. And now they're going to give some ground up.
And Bone won that fight for them actually because he hit a great biotic grenade onto multiple people, and those people who got hit by, you saw them die immediately because they could not be healed through this one once. Is that what's going towards the backside with the Death Blossom and a Nano Boost yet again? He takes that fight, he takes that T4, he's going to force it back. Mitch, there's 40 seconds to go on the clock here. SKG, they do have 3 ultimates up to use, but this is where the game's going to get deadly because one mistake can cost them the first map in the series.
Dressel's very, very important here. He has an Earthshatter and he can essentially throw the spanner in the works here for Skadis Gift. They try and get this wombo combo coming out in the fight. Even if he can just interrupt it and wait till that sound barrier times out, he can actually prevent that healing from coming in. But Hybe's going to come into the backside here. Nano Boost for him, but he's being focused down. He's been spotted out. He still gets to go over towards Lincoln and picks him up, but that might be all he can get for this Nano Boost. Having to back away now, but this fight continues. Hybe choosing now another point to assault from. He finds 1-7. That's a nice fight, and that's going to be what SKG needs here in a big way. Now over towards the payload as Tresor still trying to swing, see if he can find a little bit of extra damage, but no, it's going to be Hybe that finds him instead. And out from the ice block is going to be Roy, and he's not long for this well, but now we're in overtime. Roy managed to stall things out for long enough that IG Fire will need to make a desperate, or can make a desperate rush on the point.
But SKG, they have 2 ultimates coming out, the Death Blossom and the Earthshatter, which will be enough, ideally, if you can hit them correctly to close out this game. It's just about IG Fire trying to build up some sort of ultimate, trying to pick up some kills, and Animus is going to help. But it's onto a Lucio, it was a mistake, somehow Leaky got in front of it. He was the target of that one, and SKG are cleaning up the kills left and right. That's going to be that finishing off this map. I don't think there's anything Roy can do to delay this one. And there you go, SKG in overtime will complete.
That Nano Boost from Nate, or Knight, whichever one you want to call it. We talked him up a lot before the game, and that would have been a very important piece of the puzzle for IG Fire to hold SKG off. But a Lucio Nano Boosted? I've seen it happen before, and every time you have to put it down to a bit of an error there. Lincoln getting sped up a little bit more than he would have liked to there. Didn't really want to be the spearhead of that assault, but he had no choice in the end. It was cut down ultimately. So SKG finished the map, but the time bank is looking much healthier for IG Fire now as we go towards our little tiebreaker scenario. But a lead like this, we've seen it squandered many, many times, especially on King's Row, Jason. If SKG can bring out something that can really stump them, well, it could still be their game to have.
You know, and I look at the result of this game so far, and my first instinct was to say, well, SKG, they're not looking like the team who dropped 4 maps out of 26 total in the entirety of the qualifiers when they went on to win 4-0 against Vici Gaming in the Grand Finals. But instead, it's more of IG Fire. They stepped up. You saw Roy be quick to adapt. He went to Genji when he saw Flood playing Hanzo, realizing he had to take him out and kind of eliminate him. Went back to Mei when he saw Flood to kind of switch again. He's trying to control what Flood is playing, and then, for the most part, outplaying him in general. The Blizzard's been putting down have been pretty spot on. I feel like we have a Nano Boost Blizzard every single fight that actually breaks out. And unlike the Korean teams who were just engaged with Nano Boosts onto like Arhan, for instance, without a Dragon Blade available, not even a dash available, they still put the Nano Boost onto him and he still picks up kills somehow. They've been a lot more thoughtful, a lot more smart about when they want to force these fights.
They're more than happy just to wait a little bit until they have all the constituents of the Wombo combo that they need, and then they go, because they know they can win the fight off if they execute it correctly. It's much more of a high percentage, it's much more of a assured scenario. But IG Fire now going to be going on the attacking side first up yet again. Skadis Gift being in overtime actually don't have any time, so if IG Fire captures his first point, it's done. It'll be 4-3, and that will be IG Fire taking the first map here. So SKG not going for anything weird on this defense. I like it, because AF Blue tried to throw a Torbjorn in, you know, we saw some Metro attempts, it didn't work out. So going to play standard, play what they know, and there's a minute 43 left now as well. Yuan going to come forward there, gets killed towards Flood, but he's going to be careful. The follow-up's coming in here for SKG. They need to try and pick off this Roadhog, but they can't find him. They have to back away now, and with Roy taking Flood out of the picture in the first place, well, it's going to be the Reinhardt charging through, but Hybe comes in, that's a huge death box, and he gets up 2 kills, but Yuan7's going to hook him back in. T-Paul gets his opposite number there, it's going to be YJP to fall. There's still enough of IG Fire's players here, and they've managed to get enough kills that SKG have a long walk back towards this point if IG Fire can keep the pressure up.
But SKG, I think, realizing that they already lost a couple of men, they need to kind of finish off these last few attacks, throw everything they have to kill IG Fire off to buy time for Hybe to rejoin the team. Even Yuan7 with those hooks he was able to get, even onto Flood in the beginning, they were not able to hold out to that fight. And honestly, Nate had phenomenal play there on Andy. He actually saved go on 7, so he was able to pick a couple more kills while being attacked by Reaper, while using the take a breather and the Biotic Grenade combo to make sure he had enough healing to survive this one. But now, coming back in again, they have 4 ultimates ready to go here, Mitch. This is where things are going to get tricky for Skadis here. They do have the Graviton Surge advantage and the Earth Shatter, but can they stand up against this nano?
Charge coming in from Tressor there as well. He's actually going to get the Bardic Grenade put on top of him, but this is looking a bit like a bit of a better fight for IG, and YJP especially finds Flood early on. Hybe, JP Cat's going to be there as well. Hard gets the charge in. This could be big. SKG only had to hold on for another 30 seconds, and so far, so damn good. YJP goes very low. This Reaper is too much for him to deal with, and Hybe has been so crucial in the last few moments, dealing with these big tanks that IG Fire are trying to throw in the face of SKG. Now, there's only 19 seconds remaining. IG Fire have one more attack, and it needs to stick. They squandered 4 ultimates in that last fight. They've got a couple to work with here, but this is their last chance, Jason.
And SKG, they switched T-Por over to Tracer from Zarya, so they're actually lacking a tank now. They're hoping that Hardhawk can keep this shield up to keep this one going. The wall comes in, it's not going to be enough to keep them off the point. The overtime will tick in, but Hybe coming back in again. The death he gets Earth Shatter! He gets pulled back in and even being charged back out. The nano boost is over on the 1-7. They're looking to take this point. The counter Earth Shatter comes in and they're still holding.
Roy's going to come in with the ice spikes here. He wants to try and find the Ana and take the one out of the picture here. We're into overtime and Roy needs to stick himself onto the point. IG Fire getting over the top here. It's going to be Bone to fall down. They have the players on the point now. They're starting the capture process here. It's overtime. If they get knocked off the point for even a second, it's going to be all over. But Flood, the last man for his team, he's going to be frozen solid and picked apart. IG Fire should be able to take this point. You can see Hybe now desperately has to go in on his own. Stalls out there with the Wraith Walk. Then it's going to be swatted aside rather quickly here. Time is still ticking for Skadis' gift. They don't have enough time to get more than maybe 1 or 2 players on the point. Pulse Bomb comes in. It finds no one. IG Fire, they're weathering the storm here. They're managing to stay alive, and this Tracer is keeping it interesting, trying to stall things out, but it may not work. It's not going to be enough. T-Por's finally going to fall down now, and it's almost done. The Reinhardt charging on him, but Reinhardt picked off midway through, and now it should be it. IG Fire are going to carry this one out. A bit of a weird wall coming out from Roy, but it's not going to matter. It's going to be enough, and IG Fire take the first map. That is a spicy way to start this game off, and a true testament to how closely matched these two teams are.
Wow, at the end there, if Hybe didn't get caught on that Reaper, if he didn't Wraith form just prior to that fight, he would have gotten Earth Shatter. He most likely would have gotten Graviton Surge, and he would have had that Death Blossom to hold onto the points to battle out against IG Fire. And well done by them. It took them, what was it, 2 minutes and 38 seconds to finally capture the point at the end? But that combo, that synergy at the end was enough to give him the first map here in this best of 3.
Hybe made life so hard for IG Fire to try and take that point there. Coming on in with a Death Blossom, very, very important. And also, most important, he was going for YJP. He knew as Reaper, his job was to deal with the big tanks, and he did that well. Unfortunately, it's a bit predictable when he come out of that Wraith form, Jason, and well, IG Fire were ready for him. They laid down the Earth Shatter, and then laid down the Law. A great way to kick this series off in SKG. Well, starting from behind now. Can't be too happy about that one. They've got to see if they can bring back some momentum here, because IG Fire is showing up big with a big crowd presence behind them here. This is going to be a great way to propel them forward through the series.
And SKG, I think they definitely be unhappy with that one. Even with great individual play across the board from the team, it just came down to that one fight. Just one fight to lose it on King's Row at the end on that final point. And I really kind of wonder what would have happened if a Wraith form hit a little bit differently, if they pushed up a little bit more faster. Nonetheless, that is IG Fire taking the win.